Welcome everyone to my channel. So this is a little discussion about being a beginner. I get interested in leathercraft and I started watching YouTube videos. And that's where I've learned everything so far. There's tons of them out there. Amazing talent. Great to watch, great to learn from. But I'm making this video because I really didn't find anything with someone who is brand new like me. Spanking new, just trying it out. Not a lot there for like the new guy. Why? Well, it's kind of embarrassing, right? When you start, let's face it, right? You probably start off and you're not that great. Some of these guys been doing this for a lifetime, years. You can't expect to start off and your first stuff is going to be like primo. It's probably not going to happen. Maybe it is for you, but not for me. Everything is new. Like this is the first time I tried doing painting on leather. I've done a couple carvings. I've tried stamping, and I like doing it. I really stink at it. I'll show you my first stamp project. It's nice to keep those things so down the road you can see your progress, kind of like making this video. So why would a guy go put up a beginner video showing his limitations? Yeah, I don't have anything to hide. I'm not trying to sell anything right now. I'm not trying to show you that I'm great at this or show you how to do things. Just talking as a beginner for those beginners. This is my first paint I bought. This is my first bottle of dye. I have some antique. I'm going to antique this after. And we'll see how it comes out. As I was making it, I'm thinking, why did I just do that? Why did I bevel the edges of my leaves so they're sunken down instead of doing the bevel on the background side so my leaves stick up a little and the background dye wouldn't be bleeding into the leaf? Well, it came out okay, but next time I'll do that and we'll see if it comes out better. I've never done acrylic paint. I'm using a little bit of water just for the first coat and kind of see how it's looking. I don't want to have this like super thick yellow going on. I'd rather let the background, let this diluted yellow dry a little and then see how it looks, and maybe I'll highlight it with some straight paint without any water mixed in. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. So, and at the beginner level, it's great because because there's no expectations. You're just learning. So I know it's hard for a beginner because you want to do everything. You want to do it quick. My tabletop's a wreck. I should just do one thing and just finish it, but I've got tons of things going. So I made this tote bag. I have one handle, and here's the other handle, and here's all the thread. I have to stitch this whole thing by hand, which I don't mind, stitching. I like to stitch by hand. I'm learning. I'm getting better at it, but it takes a long time, and I get anxious and I want to start something else already. So I always have 5 different things going at the same time, but that's fine. I'll get them done when I get them done. I wanted to try the painting on leather so badly that I kind of jumped ahead, and so that's what I'm doing here while it's drying. And before the next coat or the antiquing, I'll go back and I'll do another 10 or 20 stitches on that strap, and I'll get that done eventually. Of course, a beginner wants to just start making his own stuff, and that's cool, but you're going to spend a lot of time trying to design things when you really don't have the skills yet and a little bit of experience to know what is going to work and what might be a problem. I would suggest using all these downloads that other people have already gone through all the work of designing and making their prototypes. There's downloads, there's free downloads, there's downloads that are very inexpensive with projects, tons of them that you can do and learn from. And like myself, maybe down the road, I want to make my own designs, my own card holder, my own watch strap, my own wallet and bags. But right now, it's probably best I use their designs, which are already drawn out, so they're gonna work. And any problems that happen are because I messed up. And down the road, we'll go from there. Keep all your projects so you can look back on them. I'm gonna go grab a little bucket of things I've already made. So when you first start, you don't know what you're doing. You go buy some leather. My first leather I bought was oil leather. My idea was to make a computer desk pad. So I bought this oiled black leather, nice and soft. I bought some suede to glue on the back, and I made myself a nice desk pad. I made one for my son for his computer desk, and it's all cool. You'll learn right off the bat that cutting corners, curved edges is not simple. I did this with a knife, cutting it, turning it, cutting it, just taking off little nubs all the way around. That's one way you can do it. I could have taken a dish or a coin and marked it, the curve, cut it that way. Or you can buy some curved edge punchers and punch a nice curve. If you're gonna do it like me, by turning and cutting and cutting and cutting, that's a pretty cool way to do it, but it's gonna take you some time to master that. So anyway, I bought this first oil leather. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna make a wallet. So I made a billfold wallet. And there's the first stitching. It's okay. It's not perfect, but it's not bad for a beginner. Look, I didn't even burn the threads. I probably didn't even know I was supposed to do that. Look, they're all sticking up. And as I get on with it, I'm thinking, yeah, I don't like it. It's too thick. It's too bulky. But I continued it. I finished it just so I would find out what about it I don't like and what problems I'm having with it. The oiled leather, like chrome tan leather, you can't burnish the edges. Looks like I attempted to burnish them. Probably worked like a dog doing it. So this was probably about 9 months ago, my very first try. And now I know you cannot burnish chrome tan leather. You have to paint the edges, unlike veg tan. So, but I keep that. That's the very first one. First carving. That's my initials. Stamping, not the first try stamping some basket weave, but it's still not very successful. This was supposed to be a case for my iPhone. It's so tight, I almost broke my phone trying to get it out. I put so many things in here to stretch this out, and it hasn't. I'm not too sure about this thing. There's another stamping. So this is a basket weave. It's okay. What did I do wrong here? I didn't have my edges really lined up perfectly. And then when I had to sand them down to get the edge, I had already stitched. They were right on the border. I had to dip into the stitch area, and I believe my stitches were even sticking out. But I'm like, it's okay. I'm going to keep going. And I finished it, and I've used this wallet a lot. I just want to see the wear and tear on it, see what happens with these threads so close to the edge. So that's the thing I learned, is to give yourself enough room. Don't try to hug your thread lines right along the border. And when you're making your holes for your stitches, make sure you're holding that nice and straight, and working it to you is how I like to go, and keep that in a nice straight line. You know, I did make a line to follow, and apparently I didn't follow it very straight with my hammering, and I don't know if some of my hammers were on an angle instead of straight up, and my threads end up coming right to the edge. Disaster, but I had already done all this stamping, so I'm like, you know what, I put too much time into this, I'm going to at least finish it. And I've used it, and it, you know, it works fine. But I mean, it's not going on the in the storefront. You know what I mean? Another stamping and carving attempt. So this was going to be a thumb area to slide out your cards, fold over. So the leather was a little thick, and by the time I stitched this here, it didn't give me really a lot of room to put a card in here. My surfboard and palm tree, very first pocket card holder. I wanted to try dyeing, so there's one black card holder there. Pretty basic. Stitching's okay. Maybe these leathers didn't line up. There's a little bit of a void here. This cut was actually in the leather hide. Probably should have been on an inside piece rather than on the face. Yeah. Very first wallet. And I remember I made it, and I was like showing everybody else. It's like, yo, check it out. Now it's like, eesh. The card holder. My first time doing rivets. And as you can see, this rivet was too long for the thickness of the leather. And when I hammered it, it slid to the side. Since then, I've tried a few, and they're looking much better. Smaller rivet. These guys fit pretty good here. So as a beginner too, you know, of course you want to put your name on it. You want to put your maker's mark. Yeah, me too. So I thought, that'd be fun. Why not? I got a maker's mark. It's just my initials. I stamp it on, and it makes me more accountable that I'm not going to make or give away something or that has my initials on it that really came out like crap. It's going to go in this box. But when you put your initials, it makes you try a little harder, and if it's going to be junk, it's going to be junk, and it can go into the pan here, into this big pot, flower pot. That's fine. My first keychain. It's okay, just a piece of leather with a snap. It works pretty good. I've used it a lot, and it's fine. And these are my newer keychains. So I think my keychains are improving, and I'm happy with the new ones. Although this whole one is fine too. But keep track of your progress, and as long as you're getting better and you feel like you're moving ahead, don't rush it. Take your time. This isn't an easy skill to learn, and just have fun with it. Enjoy being a beginner. There's no pressure. You know, nobody's on you that you have to have these things done by a certain time and perfect. You know, you're just making them, and you know, if down the road you sell some stuff, help pay for all this equipment, and there's a lot of expenses because there's a lot of materials that go into this whole hobby. But same as any other hobby, right? I'm going to my first valet, my very first thing I made. So my wife says I should have made one about 10 times the size for the amount of crap I carry in my pockets. This is some of the stuff that, so when I come home, I can just empty my pockets right into this little valet. This valet was a project on Maker Supply. Aaron Heiser, I believe his name is. I watched like all the videos. I bought his acrylic template for this, and I made these. I made my dad one for Father's Day. My boys got the same one as me. Again, one of the keychains. I have a video, scrap leather keychain video, one of my first videos. Anyway, this is the valet. This is harness leather, pretty tough stuff. It's my first veg tan. I bought a shoulder. Probably not the best stuff for stamping, but that's my very first stamp. It's a basket weave. It's not very good. It looks easy to do a basket weave, but it isn't. The stamp wants to bounce on you. It's tough to keep the straight line. My border stamp, they're a little crooked, but you can't see it anyway with all the crap I got in here. My first stitching, early stitching, look, I didn't burn the edge. I did burnish, but this thing's solid. It'll last for years and years. So my very first week, so how it started was I asked my wife for all these little hand tools for Christmas, threw them all in a box, and that's my Christmas gift. I got a few pieces of leather. I just ordered them. I don't even know what I was getting, and I just went at it. And I had some time off from work around the holidays, and that's when I made this. Made 3 of these. Me and my 2 boys. I made this wallet for tries. I did the first card holder, and off and running. And since then, you know, I've made my wife a drawstring bag. I just did this tote, again from Maker Supply. I bought his pattern for a dot bag, and I lined and made myself a pretty nice shaving bag for travel. Yeah, I might as well get it and show you while we're doing this. Okay, I have it jammed in my travel tote. So this was, again, I bought the acrylic pattern from Maker Supply, Aaron Heiser, and my first zipper, pretty much first everything. Lined the inside, first time lining, some chrome tan, some veg tan that I stamped, serpentine kind of a stamp, handle, tab, all hand sewn inside out, and then flipped it around, and lo and behold, it worked, and it came out pretty nice. I was happy with it, and then I've used it already. I've gone on a short vacation, all my shaving stuff, you know, everything goes in here, and should last a long time. So I've had some bad items, and you know, a couple of ones that I thought were pretty decent. The main thing is don't get discouraged. Just keep going. Don't quit on your projects. Finish them to the end, because you're still going to learn something probably before you finish that. You'll make another mistake or learn something that's going to be key the next time you come across it. So I don't know if this helped anyone, or it was just fun to see that maybe you're not the only one that has mistakes, that makes mistakes, or makes some crappy items. You know, you don't want to air your dirty laundry, but you know, I'm only beginning. I'm hoping in a year from now that I'm doing much better than I am now, and I like doing it, so I'm going to continue doing it. And I would say try to be involved as much as you can in the craft, whether it's joining social media, following hashtags, joining clubs on Facebook, You can post, you can do what I'm doing, make a video. If you get views or not, who knows? But at least if you're talking about it, you're involved. It's in here, and you're working it. I just started making little short videos on TikTok. There's a lot of people out there who have some really great TikTok clips. They're short, they're fun to do. No harm, no foul. Just throw it out there. The more you expose yourself, the better it's going to be. The more you're going to take in. If you have any craft fairs near you, stop by. See if there's anyone doing any crafts in leather. Go talk to them. Go see what they're making. You're going to pick up small tidbits here and there. It's all going to help you in the long run. But you have to practice. You have to stay at it and just keep learning. And it'll come together. You'll see yourself improving. It has to. Practice makes perfect. It doesn't matter if it's in leather, if it's in baseball. It doesn't matter. Practice, practice, practice. And you'll get there. Just be patient, but have fun with it. If you're doing it as a hobby, you're doing it as a little side gig, it's low key, no pressure. I hope this little pep talk for you beginners like myself is helpful. Leave me some comments on where you are, if you're thinking about beginning, if you've already started, how long you've been doing it, what you like to make, what you find yourself struggling with. Please like and subscribe, and check me out on TikTok. I've got 1 or 2, same name as here, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.